1. We are now recording. We are recording. We are live on Connect Live. We're on Facebook Live, and we're also on our YouTube channel. Check us out. Check my YouTube channel out, Abel Prieto, or Reach Abel. I think it's a really cool name. My marketing guy loves it, and we do these every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Miami time, 9 p.m. Spain time. Don't miss one of our trainings. Because like I said, InCruises is doing something very, very special, and you should really check us out, get some more information, reach out to someone at InCruises, and make sure that you get started. But we got people here from all parts of the world. We got people here from Florida, Miami. We got people here from different parts of the States. We got people here from Canada. We got people here from Norway. We got people here from Sweden. We got people here from Italy. We got people here from Spain. We got people here from Andorra. This is truly an international experience, but I'm coming to you live from Mallorca, España. As most of you know, I live in Miami, but I've got a place here in Mallorca too, which is really cool, right? I mean, how would you like to have more than one home? You know, who says you have to just have one home? What's the fun in that? You know, who wants to have just one home? And I said, you know what? I have a business that pays me money no matter where I am. A business that I run from the internet, from my computer, from my laptop, from my cell phone. So why just live in the States? You know, why not have another place in Spain? So I think that's a lot of fun. And if you find that business and you work hard and you pay the price and you become excellent at your business, and no, it's not going to be easy. It's going to take time. It's going to take effort. But if it can happen to me, it can happen to you. And I found that business. That business for me was InCruises. Now, through the income that I've made at InCruises, I've been able to invest in other ventures, and I've been able to invest in other businesses, and I've been able to put money away and have an emergency fund and have some stocks and have some crypto and done some fun things. And you know, it gets to the point where you start making more money, you know, in your other investments that you are in your current business. And that can happen to you. So my message to you today, and I'm not going to take too much of your time because I want to get back to living life over here in Mallorca. By the way, check out my view. This is my view. That's the dock right there. We're right by the docks where all the big sailboats and big ships are. We got El Plazo Mediterráneo, which is like the main street that runs through Mallorca. Right now, I'm up on the 7th floor. So you can see the people down there in the car, and it's just a beautiful place. You know, you got a pool down there somewhere. Oh, the lights are off on the pool, and then right over there, if you look further that way, that's where the cruise ships are. So I'm like, you know, just it's beautiful. You know, over there I got a castle behind me. You see the cathedral. You see that big building over here, right there. That's like the Mallorca Cathedral. And it is just an amazing place to be. If you ever want to live somewhere and you don't live in Mallorca, man, you gotta check this out. You gotta check this out. But when you find that business, and the purpose of this call is to let you know that this is possible for you. You know, don't look at people that live this life and say, oh, you know, they're lucky, or maybe they just, you know, they got lucky, they were fortunate. Maybe they're different. They're special. I'm not, you know, and I remember having those doubts when I was making no money, when I was broke as a joke. I was so broke I couldn't pay attention. I remember, you know, living with those doubts and saying, man, maybe, yeah, I know it can happen, but can it happen for me? And this business has totally changed my life, giving me total financial freedom and, you know, freedom of time and money. And I want you to know that this can happen to you if you focus on the right things, if you make the right decisions. And I'm actually on the island now. Jonathan and Estefania are here. As most of you know, Jonathan is a board of directors with a company, makes over $100,000 a month with us, a 7-figure income earner. I saw him start from zero to hero. But I took the day off today. I told Jonathan I just want to chill at home today because I went out with him last night, did a little too much drinking, and that got out of hand. I'm like, Jonathan, give me a break, give me one day, and then tomorrow we'll hit it again. So we've got reservations at my favorite spot here in Mallorca, which is called Vandal. Vandal is a restaurant. It's a former Michelin owner, Michelin star rated restaurant, chef. And some of the best food I've ever had in my life is at Vandal. If you're ever in Mallorca, check out Vandal. and don't miss it. You got to get reservations. They're kind of hard to come by, but wow. And it's actually not that pricey for the type of food that you get. But I've seen someone like Jonathan and Estefania totally change their life. You know, they just got here because they were visiting an island that is close to here, Ibiza. I'm sure you've heard of Ibiza. He's looking at a property there, and then he's got his place in Andorra, and he owns another place in Andorra, and he's got his in-cruises business, and he's got investments, and he's at another level. I want you to know this can happen for you. If right now, listen to me. No, not her, not him, you. If you're listening to my voice, I want you to understand that this can happen for you. One thing you cannot do is give up. Never give up. Never, ever, ever give up on yourself, on your dreams. Because what happens when you give up? When you give up, a couple things happen. Number one, I believe people that give up are basically saying, my family doesn't deserve that lifestyle. Now, I know that's hard to hear, and I know that if you're here today, it's because you haven't given up. So congratulations, you've taken the first step. You're in the game. You're here. You're in it to win it. Never give up. Because when you give up, what are you saying? My family doesn't deserve that lifestyle. You know, my spouse doesn't deserve that lifestyle. My children don't deserve that lifestyle. Is that really what you are saying? Of course not. That's why you're here. Because you believe that you deserve this lifestyle. You believe you deserve a lifestyle that can pay you 20, 30, 40, 50,000, 100,000 a month, whether you show up or not. You believe you deserve to be debt free. You believe that your family, your children, they deserve to travel the world. You know, you're here because you believe that. So if you give up, you're saying the opposite of that. And then if you take the second step, which is not giving up, not giving up is step one. Never quit. That's never an option. I've told you that probably the biggest key to my success in business has been, I always had two options, either win or win. That's it. Abel, why didn't you give up? Why didn't you quit? It was never an option. I looked at my options, available options. Okay, option number one is win. Option number two is win. Quitting was not an option, so I never quit. As easy as that. So I encourage you to have that mindset where quitting is never an option. So number one, never quit. But number two, make the right decisions and become excellent at your business. Be someone who deserves to get paid a 6 or 7 figure income. Do you deserve it? You got to become someone that deserves it. You got to become a person of excellence. And I just got back from our Life Mastery event. Wow. 5 days with one of my mentors, Mark Aceta. Radar was there. Margaret was there. We stayed at a beautiful villa in Cyprus. I had never been to Cyprus. You guys got to check out Cyprus, man. So I just came from a week in Cyprus. I was at the event, but had incredible dinners. Incredible. We went out on a yacht that was just mind-blowing, surrounded by winners, surrounded by leaders. I had never been to Cyprus. It's kind of like Greece. It's the southern part is Greek. The northern part of Cyprus is Turkish. What an amazing place. Beautiful beaches and cliffs and water and temperature, the beautiful people, the beautiful food, amazing everything, right? And one of the things that we talked at Life Mastery it was called Breakthrough, because it was an event to help us make a breakthrough in our lives. Abel, what do you mean breakthrough? You're living it up, man. I still need to break through. There are goals that I have that I need help to break through. You need to have a breakthrough in your life, and you missed it if you weren't there. If you weren't at breakthrough, okay, there's nothing we can do about it now, but don't miss the next one. And as a matter of fact, the next one is going to be called Unstoppable. I encourage everyone here. This is outside of in-cruises. This has nothing to do with in-cruises. As a matter of fact, when you're there, you can't talk to the people there about your in-cruises business, okay? I mean, they're very strict on that because there's people there from other companies and other opportunities. So they have a very strict, no recruiting people while you're there. Now, you can recruit people or prospect people, that are on the island, that are staying at your resort or staying wherever it is. The next one is going to be called Unstoppable. And it's going to be November 10th through the 12th. So in about 2 months, November 10th through November 12th, I'm going to be coming out of the Global Leadership Summit, which is the competition that just ended, where I'm going to be in Cabo San Luca in Mexico. And I'm going to be rushing back to Europe to be in Athens, Greece. Come with me. Come spend some time with me in Athens. Have you ever been to Athens? Have you ever been to Greece? I had never been to Greece. Now I've been to Greece 3 times. I've been to Greece 3 times already. It's going to be the 4th time in like a year and a half. And I encourage you to make it to this event. I'll get the details for you. I didn't have time to put up the flyer. It's very inexpensive. Breakthrough was pretty expensive. Unstoppable, they're making it super inexpensive. You can get in for like $300, 300 euros, more or less. Come with your wife, come with your husband, come with your spouse, come with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, bring your family. Tickets are very cheap. We're going to be in Athens, Greece for 3 days, and it's going to be amazing. So one of the things that we talked about at Breakthrough is becoming a person of excellence. We worked on goal setting. We worked on so many things, and I want to share some of these concepts with you today. But I want to encourage you to be with us at Unstoppable November 10th, 11th, and 12th. Reach out to me so we can get you your ticket. I've got a discount code that'll give you a huge discount. So I want to share with you, because man, if I'm living a pretty good life right now, and I'm living a life that a lot of people would love to live, a life that I didn't live before. I know what it's like to be broke. I know what it's like to not be able to pay my bills. I know what it's like to be evicted. I know what it's like to go through a bankruptcy. I know what it's like to get my car repossessed. I know what it's like to not have enough money to really put food on the table. I know what it's like to live a life where, I don't know if I can even put gas in my car, and to go to this, and having a place in Mallorca and a place in Miami and traveling the world. Well, you got to have a breakthrough in your life. And you have to become a person of excellence. You have to deserve this life. And the way you deserve this life is you got to constantly work on yourself. You got to constantly self-improve. You got to constantly get better so that you can become a person that deserves to make a 6-figure a year income, a 7-figure a year income. You understand? I mean, you got to pay the price. Are you willing to pay the price? So number one, never quit, never quit on yourself, never quit on your dreams, never quit on your future, never quit on your family, never quit on your kids, never quit. Quitting is not an option. Quitting is not an option. And then number two, become a person of excellence. See, because we were all born to win, but we were programmed to fail. You were born to win. We were born to win. I mean, and when you're a baby and when you're learning to walk, right? Everyone's so encouraging. And, have you ever been around a baby that takes his or her first step? The encouragement we give that baby, and that baby's stumbling and falls down a bunch of times and is stumbling around. All he's doing is walking. I mean, we're not talking about saving the world, right? But just, when we're kids, we're man, it's different. You believe in becoming an astronaut. You want to become president. You want to become astronaut. You want to become an engineer. You want to become a doctor. You want to become a police man or woman, all at the same time. And what do you get from people? Encouragement. Oh yeah, of course you can do it. And when you're taking your first steps, it's people are so encouraging to you. But then life comes around and life starts hitting you and smacking you down and telling you, no, you can't do it. No, you can't make it at network marketing. No, you can't become a successful business person. No, you can't become an entrepreneur. And even though you were born to win, life and those people around you start programming you to fail, start programming you to lose. And I want you to know that if you focus on number one, not quitting, and number two, becoming a person of excellence, you can have it all. You can have a great family life. You can have a great business life. You can have a great health life, fitness life, physical life. You can have a great spiritual life. You can have it all. But number one, you can't quit. And number two, you got to focus on becoming a person of excellence. And I want to share just a couple things with you that are going to help you maybe, have that breakthrough, maybe help you get to the next level. Number one, number three, actually, I'm on number three. I lose count. I'm all over the place. But you know how one of the advices that I've always gotten is, let me know if you've heard this before. Hey, don't worry about the things you can't control. Anyone heard of that? Because a lot of times, we do that. I try to do it very little. Every now and then I'll do it. But I've learned, I've grown. Anyone heard that? Of course, right? Don't worry about the things you can't control. And that is so true. That is so true. But let me tell you what you should worry about. Get this. And I'm telling you, man, I think I actually came up with this one. I don't think I've heard this anywhere else, but there's worrying about the things we can't control. But then maybe you need to start worrying about why we're not controlling the things we can control. Think about that. I get it. Stop worrying about the things you can't control. It doesn't do you any good. It doesn't change anything. I heard once, worrying is like suffering twice. You worry before it happens and you suffer, and then you suffer when it happens, right? So what's the point? Why suffer twice when you can only suffer once? Worrying, I also heard, was it's like praying to God for everything you don't want. That's what worrying is. I get it. So don't worry about the things you can't control. But maybe you and I need to start worrying about why we're not controlling the things that we can control. What can you control? And why is it that you're not controlling that? See, in our business, and we're in the network marketing business, we're in the sales business, we're in the team building business, we're in the leadership business, there are several things you can't control. Number one, you can control your attitude. Control your attitude, not your people's attitude, not your team, but you can control your attitude. And attitude is everything. I learned that from one of my mentors, Art Williams. He used to give this great, crazy, incredible speech. This guy became a billionaire, okay? A billionaire. He went from being a high school teacher and football coach to becoming a billionaire with a B, billionaire, not a millionaire, a billionaire. And he gave this great speech about attitude. Attitude is everything. You can control your attitude. And the second thing you can control is your activity. And if you're not controlling that now, if you're letting your attitude take a dip, if you've maybe, you find yourself being negative or being down or being depressed, then why are you not controlling that? Let's worry about that. See, you can control that. You can control that. Number one, you can control your attitude. And number two, you can control your activity. What are the activities that you need to control? Maybe what are the activities where if you could just control this a little bit more, you can have a better life and you can have this? Well, number one, you can control the amount of people you talk to on a daily basis about your business. You can do that. You have total control over that. You need to figure out what system is best for you. You need to figure out if you want to get good at the online game, which I think you should. I think you need to, and it's not that complicated. Using social media and using technology, and then the offline game. Everywhere I go, I'm talking to people. I'm prospecting my Uber drivers. I'm prospecting my taxi drivers. I'm prospecting the people that work the front desk at the hotel. I'm prospecting my waiters and my bartenders. I'm prospecting the people that I start talking to at the next table. I'm prospecting people everywhere I go. Why? Because I can control that. And I understand that the number one thing that I need to focus on if I want to take my life and my business to the next level is I got to talk to more people. I was talking to this guy the other day, and he's like, Abel, he had just gotten started in the business. He's like, Abel, I quit. This ain't working for me, man. Everyone said no to me. I said, everyone said no to you. I said, this guy knows a lot of people. He spoke to everyone already. He's got like a bunch of Facebook friends. He's got a bunch of people on Instagram. He's in his 30s, so he's got friends and family members. And I said, wow, everybody said no to you. How many people have you spoken to? I said, he goes, I spoke to 5 people, and all 5 of them said no. I said, man, you spoke to 5 people. That's it. That's everybody. And then I had to sit with him and help him get his list going and show him, all the people that he hadn't contacted on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, and all the emails that he had and the contacts on his phone, and all the cousins and family members and the people that he knew and people that he had worked with. And he's like, oh my God, man, I'm sorry. I'm such an idiot. everybody said no to me. No, 5 people said no to me. You got to control that. You got to control how many people are you talking to on a daily basis about your business. If you're a fisherman, you got to fish. Are you fishing for people? Are you using all the possible avenues that you can find? If you need to change that, man, then change that. You control that. See, instead of worrying about the things we can't control, which are other people and their attitude and their activity, focus. You need to worry about why you're not controlling the things that you do have control over. Like, number one, the amount of people you talk to on a daily basis. I believe you got to talk to a minimum of 3 to 5 new people on a daily basis. Number two, the amount of people you give presentations to. I believe if you're going to take your business to the next level, you got to average about 1 new presentation per day. Number three, the amount of people that you're closing and bringing into your business. Getting good at that, becoming a good closer, someone who overcomes objections, working on yourself, reading the right books, watching the right videos, working on self-development so you can get there. And number four, the amount of people that once they join your business, you focus all of your efforts on getting them off to a fast start. You see, that you can control. If I was to not ever train you on anything else, if I was to pick one webinar that I would do every week and just repeat the same thing, it would be that. Focus on things you can control and then talk about those things. Prospecting, the amount of people you talk to on a daily basis. Are you talking to enough? Are you holding back? Are you afraid? You can control that. Control your attitude, control your activity. I will train you on just prospecting, presenting, overcoming objections, and getting people started. That's it. And then what protects all of that is you constantly working on yourself. What book are you reading right now? What book are you reading? Let me know. What book are you reading? You got to read a book. You always got to be reading a book. What are you reading right now? What are you doing to self-develop yourself? What are you doing for self-development? What book are you reading? You see, I'm not asking you, are you reading a book? No, I assume you are. So you can control that. And if you're not controlling it, then you need to worry about why you're not controlling that. You got to become a person of excellence, because people will follow excellent people. You know why it is that right now and for the last couple of years, I will tell you, out of the 50 directs that I have in my business, about half of them have come to me. Why? Because they view me as a person that can take them somewhere. They view me as a person of excellence. Now, I know I'm nowhere near where I need to be, and I'm still working on becoming more excellent, but I've got something that they don't have, and they believe that I can teach them and take them to the promised land, take them to the place where they have freedom of time and money. Why? Because they see what I've done. You got to become that person. You got to become that person. And instead of worrying about things you can't control, start worrying about why you're not controlling the things that you can control. Are you guys with me? Are you guys with me? Another thing that leaders do is we care less about more things and we care more about less things. Abel, what the hell are you talking about? If you want to get laser focused on winning, on being that person that I know you could become, I'm becoming a great leader, I'm building big teams, I'm getting wide, I'm working in depth, I'm building an excellent business. If you want to do that for a time in your life, I'm going to ask you to care less about more things and to care more about less things. What does that mean? That means that you need to focus. You need to care less about a lot of things. You need to eliminate things from your life that are not going to get you to the promised land. You need to simplify. You need to be laser focused. Maybe there are things or people in your life right now that should not be taking your time, that should not be taking your focus. I want you to think about that. What are those things? What are those things in my life right now that are not that I care too much about? I have too many things. Like, for example, when I was growing my business, it was playing football every week, playing basketball every week, getting together with my friends too often, going to the bar too much, drinking too much, spending time with the wrong people, just things that I knew that I had to stop caring about. I had to start caring less about more things, instead caring more about less things, simplifying your focus, focusing your energy on certain things. Maybe it's family, God, and business, and focusing all your efforts for a period of time. I'm not telling you that you're going to have to do this forever. Being a disciplined person for a period of time, it might be 2, 3, 4, 5 years where you are so focused, and your time gets taken by very few people and very few activities. And when I was growing my InCruises business, when we launched InCruises 7 years ago, it was all about InCruises. Yeah, my life became a little unbalanced for a while. It's okay. It's okay. Let me tell you something. People say, oh, you got to live a balanced life. That's bullcrap. For a while in your life, you're going to get a little unbalanced. If you want to do something big, now, if you're here to just, become membership free, make a little bit of money, okay, that's fine. But I'm here to tell you the truth, brothers and sisters. You can live a balanced life later. But if you want to do big things in business, if you want to grow a huge organization, if you want to get people to follow you, if you want to get wide, if you want to get 40 or 50 or 100 directs, if you want to rank up, if you want to make big money, you're going to have to become a little unbalanced for a while. There are maybe certain things that you're not going to be able to do till later. But it's okay. You'll survive, because you're going to position yourself in a way where you're going to be able to be Mr. and Mrs. Balanced. You're going to be so balanced that you're going to be able to walk a tightrope in a circus, and you're going to have perfect balance later. But for a while, you might have to be a little unbalanced. You might not be able to be everything to everyone. Now, there are certain things that you can never, ever, ever become unbalanced on, and you need to decide what those things are. But brothers and sisters, you're going to have to be unbalanced for a while until you get to where you need to get, and then you can be as balanced as you want to be. You can have it all. You can have it all. But you need to, again, care less about more things and care more about less things. Be not as you are, but be as you can and should and could be. I remember hearing that one time. Someone said to me, treat a person as he is and he will remain as he is, but treat a person as what he can become and he or she will become that. That's you. See, I believe you could be more. I believe you could become more. But you need to start changing the way you think. You need to start changing your actions. Are you guys getting me? Let me know if you're getting me. Next point, number 5. We have a responsibility to not quit to our people. We have a responsibility. When you join InCruises, when you start this business, and you bring in a few people, 1 person, 2 people, 3, 5, 10, 20, 30, it is your responsibility not to quit. That's another reason why I never quit. Not only because there wasn't an option, but I had a responsibility to my people. Do you understand that when you get someone to say to you, okay, I'll give you $295, I'll become a partner member, they're believing in you, man. You told them you were going to be there for them. To quit is like to go back on your word. You have a responsibility not to quit. You have a responsibility to your people to never give up. It's your responsibility. Are you a person of your word? See, I always thought about that. You see, when I recruited someone, I told them I was going to make this happen. And I told them that I was going to help them make it happen. And to help them make things happen for them. You have a responsibility. Remember that. And that'll hold you up through the tough times. That'll hold you up when people are saying no to you, when people aren't showing up to your presentations or showing up to the meetings, or when people are quitting on your team and it's not growing as fast as you wanted to and you don't have momentum. That's what'll keep you going. It's your responsibility to your people. Never, Never, ever forget that. So again, we were all born to win, but we were programmed to lose, and we need to work on our programming. So that's why when people say to me, Abel, why do you keep going to these self-improvement events? Why do you keep reading books? Because I need to keep working on my programming. Why are you trying so hard to fit in when you were born to stand out? Man, I love that. Why are you trying so hard to fit in when you were born to stand out? You were born for greatness, and you were born to have a great life, and you were born to become financially independent. I heard this once, God doesn't create garbage. God doesn't create garbage. He created you. He created greatness. There's greatness within you. You are a great person. Believe that. Believe that with everything in you. Get laser focused. Worry about the things you can control, not the things that you can't control. What are the things you can control? Your attitude and your activity. No one else controls that. No one controls my attitude, and no one else can control my type of activity. So why are you trying so hard to fit in when you were born to stand out? And then finally, remember this. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to what happens to you. Raise your hand, give me an amen, give me a thumbs up if you've heard that. Life is 10% what happens to you. In other words, there are things outside of you that really you cannot control. 90% of life is how you react to what happens to you. What's your attitude about what happens? There are things that we cannot control. Right now, I could lose the internet here. Wi-Fi could go down. Can I control that? No. I got no control over that. But I can control how I react to that. How do I react? Do I get mad? Do I get sad? Do I get depressed? Do I say, oh, life sucks, things are always happening to me? Or do I say, where can I go to find good internet? Can I rush downstairs to the restaurant and get their Wi-Fi? Can I borrow someone's hotspot off their phone so that I can get back on this webinar? How do you react when things go wrong? And they will. How do you react when things go bad? And they will. How do you react when you don't get the promotion that you were going for? The team production wasn't there. How do you react to that? Life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you react. What are the attitudes and the activities that you take as a reaction to what happened to you in life? Remember that. And I just want you to know, man, that it's worth it. It's worth it. I want you to know that I believe in you. I want you to know that you can have this, man. You can have a beautiful apartment in Mallorca if you want, overlooking the Mediterranean Ocean. You can have a place in Miami. I'll tell you this, if I can do it, anyone can do this, man. If I can do this, you can do this. You're looking at a guy who's not that sharp. I'm not that smart. I'm not that talented. I had no business being in business when I started my entrepreneurial career, but I'll tell you this, I controlled my attitude and I controlled my activity, and quitting was never an option. So I want you to know that you can make it. So get back on that horse. And if today you had a bad day, I forgive you. But tomorrow, you're like, I got to go talk to 3 to 5 new people. Online, offline, I don't know, but I got to make it happen. I want to call my team. I want to get them refocused and re-energized. I want to schedule a webinar with my team. I want to say, hey, we're getting back in the game, ladies and gentlemen. I took a little time off, man, but I'm back. We're going to do great things. I want to see you in Athens. I want to see you in Athens, November 10th through 12th. Tell your team, hey, we're going to be in Athens, November 10th through 12th. There's this event. It's going to change your life forever. We got to be there with me. Start talking to more people. Get more engaged. Never miss a webinar. And I'm telling you, you can do it. So guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. I told you I was going to keep it a little bit short. My name is Abel Prieto, coming to you live from Mallorca. I just wanted to share, I know it's not much training that we're doing today. I really didn't prepare that kind of stuff. I just wanted to talk to you from my heart and tell you that I believe in you, man. I really do. And you can have anything you want because you were born to win. You were born to win. You were born to stand out, not to fit in. All right. So thank you for joining me today. I'll see you next week. Let's go do great things. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.